It's weird doing it in front of a camera, isn't it? Last time I sat behind my laptop and it's fine, but we'll get cracking. So welcome to the Let's Chat Derbyshire podcast. I'm Luke and I work in public health. If you're listening now, we've obviously done something right, and with episode 1. I'm so excited for this one. We're joined by Joe Mellor from Mentell. Just before we start, Joe, we normally like to do a bit of a how we feeling today. And I know you're going on holiday tomorrow, but how are you feeling out of 10?
Yeah, and this is an unusual one because this is how Mentell start their circles as well. So today, I'm feeling a bit of pressure today, and I'm probably at a 6.
A 6, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably about a 7 or 8, I think, that being in front of
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's an interesting one, but hey-ho, if it works, it works. So, Joe, over to you for a bit. So, if you'd like to introduce a bit about yourself and a bit about how you got into Mentell and a bit about your own experience.
So, I'm Joe Mellor, and I'm the community manager for Mentell. So that basically means I'm on the ground trying to make a difference. I got into Mentell after the loss of my own son at the age of 26 to suicide, and that sort of began the what I think fantastic journey. It's a hard, tough road to go on, but I also love my job massively, you know. And working for Mentell has just been a godsend, really, for me.
Yeah. How long was it? How was the whole process before you got into Mentell, and what sort of brought you into it?
So I lost Vittorio in 2017, and then 2018 I kind of hooked up with Andy just over a conversation, and we realised, you know what, there's a difference you can do on the ground. So we have the groups that run by men, for men, but having a community team that you can actually put into that community, doing the campaigns that Mentell host, actually does really work.
Yeah. What is Mentell?
So Mentell offers a free, confidential, safe space for a man to be heard, listened, validated, and share anything that he's got going on in his life that's sitting on him, that's stopping him living his full life, really. Yeah. So we hold sessions on Zoom every Monday night, 7 till 9. Again, so men are in the safety and comfort of their own home. They don't have to go out. There's not a bus journey, there's not a car journey that could actually put them off going to that group in the first place. So every Monday night on Zoom. Yeah,
and anyone 18 plus across the country can access this?
Yeah, we are a national charity, but we are commissioned with Derbyshire County Council, so that puts us on the ground in this area doing the campaigns that we run.
Yeah, no, that's great, thank you. And before you joined Mentell, obviously it must have been a difficult period for you. For other people probably going through that, if they've lost someone through suicide, how would you sort of support them, or is there any advice or anything that you have been through?
I just think, the solidarity between, might be two mums, it might be a mum or a dad, that knows what you've been through and what you're going through, gives you a bond, because there is no other feeling like it. And we all experience grief, we all experience losing grandparents and parents, and that's the natural way of life. Yeah. But when you lose your child, particularly to suicide, it's on a different level of grief. So I hope that being in the community, people can even just look at me and think, wow, I want to be a part of that, and they can come on board and they can certainly do some community work. But for me, it's either sink or swim. I have to chuck myself into something and full-heartedly, or, God forbid, sink, which I know, people do.
They do.
People do. Yeah.
I think it's hard, I've lost friends through it, and I think it can really hit people in different ways, can't it? Like you said, it's, to lose a son, I couldn't even imagine what that's like, but a lot of people that end up taking their own life is because of someone else, and
grief by suicide is huge. I think there's the number's 131 people are affected from every one suicide. So that could be your family, then the ripple effect of people you even went to school with, and your life's moving on, and they're having children, and they're probably thinking about, well, you might be having children now. So it's a lifetime effect that does affect an awful lot of people.
Any times that are harder for you, really, within your mental work, or just
So no, I use it, and I call it my superpower. I use it as an absolute power to talk to people, to get in somewhere. It does work, and I don't find that difficult. I don't find it difficult being in the community talking. What I do find is difficult is days when I'm alone at home.
Yeah.
So that's why, hence me, I work mad hours, because it just keeps you focused, you know. But if I'm going to have a bad day, I allow it and I let it in, you know, because it's there. And I think sometimes if you don't acknowledge that it's going to come and it's happening, and you try and fight it all the time, you are going to go down. So I do acknowledge it. I do let it in.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially with bottling up. I think if you bottle it up, it's like that balloon, isn't it? It will just explode. And I think for anyone going through grief, you know, there's especially in Derbyshire, we've got, you know, SOBS and the Tomorrow Project, and then other services like Mentell and stuff that can provide that support.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So before you're obviously in a paid position with Mentell, and I guess it's for what other people can maybe do, what can they do to get involved in Mentell?
Crikey, that's a good one. So the campaigns that we run, one of them's called Turn Your Bar Blue. So we supply pubs with beer mats, and I brought a few with me today just so that I could read the quote off the back. So this beer mat says, it was good to be able to talk and not be judged, and by people who understand. So this campaign we put in venues all the way, well, they're all over the country. We have over 1,000 pubs house our stock. Well, that beer mat alone brings in 45% of men that find their way to Mentell for some support come from a beer mat. I can't go over 1,000 pubs. I need people. We are desperate for support in communities where, you know, you just house a little bit of stock. You just go to the pubs, you know, ask them if there's anything they need, and also make sure that everything's as it should be, you know, that they're displaying the posters. Maybe there's some new staff in there that you can talk about, and, you know, tell them all about Mentell, and make sure everybody's aware of why we're doing what we're doing, because 45% find the way.
It's incredible number, that, isn't it? I think. Really,
it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You know, we do it in barber shops. We do it in coffee shops. We house campaigning anywhere, really. The more the merrier. One
person can really visit so many different places in their community, even if it's just in their local community, isn't it? They could visit 10, 20 places, cafes and bars and stuff.
Yeah, and I love that number one, because to me it's always just that one person. It always is that one person, you know, whether he's just having a coffee and he catches his eye, or, you know, if it's a mum. It could be a mum having coffee with her friends that thinks, oh, my son's struggling, my husband, my next door neighbour. It's there for everybody to take a little look at, you know, and take it home. And you don't necessarily have to have that conversation. You can just leave it on the side for somebody, you know, to just take a little look at.
I think bar mats, they just work, don't they? I know when I'm at the pub and stuff, you do look at them, you fiddle with them, you play with them and stuff, and I think they're easy for people to take with them.
Just pop it in your back pocket. It's a brilliant campaign, and it's our best one to date. You know, the numbers speak for themselves, so we know we're doing the right thing by housing stock in pubs.
So say if someone, you know, sees their beer mat, wants to go to a circle and stuff, I know you do a referral link and stuff. Do you want to just tell us a bit more about how someone could maybe get into one of the circles?
So on the back of the beer mats is the website, so all they need to do is sign up there. And I say it's easy, because it isn't easy if you're that man and you're struggling and the fear is real. But it's 5 questions. It's just your name, your age, your telephone number, and your email address. So that is all the man has to fill in. There's no terms and conditions, there's no tick boxes, just fill that in. And then on a Sunday you will receive an email off Mentell that says save my seat. So if you want to come this week, you save your seat. If you don't want to come this week, you'll still get the same email next week, and if you don't come the week after, it's still there. So it's a little bit of a safety net, that email, you know. So you click it if you would like to come on the Monday. That will then generate you click that on the Sunday. That will then generate the Mentell email and Zoom link for the Monday. So there's not pretty much too much that you have to do. Again, the referral link, anybody can refer anybody in. So it could be a mum can refer her son in, and that's again, that's on the website, and that offers a 10-minute support call. So it's not a one-to-one call, or let's talk about your challenges that you're going through. It's purely, we know that fear is real, for a man to reach out for some support. Let's have a telephone call about that fear, and let us talk you through that virtual door. And again, that gets a man 62% faster to Mentell. So you can give him a business card, you know, and he might talk himself out of it 10 times over before he does go to group. But if you refer him in and he just has that gentle conversation, it's usually Craig, it does kind of work that you've had a gentle conversation with a man, and he can tell you what to expect behind that virtual door. So yeah, that really does work.
Yeah, and I think it's the referral link works well for employers. We've used it within our mental health first aid role at the council.
Yeah.
And I think employees can really utilise that. Friends can utilise it, because for someone to sign up themselves can be really hard, especially when you're in that mindset. But just sit down with someone you work with, someone you know. And just do it with them.
And just help that person. Just help them. It's five things you've got to fill in for that person. But you know what? I think that person might be eternally grateful that the fact that you've just took that time to do it. And that's why it works, because it just takes all that stress away from somebody having to, navigate something that's really difficult at that time for themselves.
And just clicking save my seat, I think, is a big step for anyone. And anyone who's gone to Mentell, goes to Mentell, or has tried to go to Mentell should be really proud of themselves. I think, as a bloke myself, I guess I would find it hard. I've had my own struggles, and I couldn't have the confidence to do it, and I couldn't, and that resulted in me trying to take my own life. And I think now I would have that confidence, knowing, like you said, there's that referral link, there's that support and stuff, and I don't think there was that 5 or 6 years ago as much. And hopefully now, by us having these conversations, it will open the doors up to more people. But even if they don't join, like you said, it's there for them.
It's there, yeah. It's there. I'm glad you're in a good space now. And I am sorry to hear that, but Mentell's here for you as well. You know that. But it is, the fear is real, the struggles are real, and the being in vocal in a community. I think everybody nearly in Derbyshire knows my name by now. And I am a pest, and I will continue to be a pest, because we need to change the stigma around a man being able to have a conversation about how he actually feels. We're all human at the end of the day, and life is hard.
It is.
So if we can make it as aware as, say, Costa Coffee, that there's Mentell for men, just so it's an everyday conversation. That's what the aim is.
Fear should be behind it.
No.
So why do you think men find it so hard to talk?
Oh gosh, I think it's just conditioning. From being a child, and that's only my opinion.
No,
we're all taught, and I've done it to my own children. Come on, don't cry. Be a big boy. Boys don't cry. And by the age of whatever, they're conditioned to not crying. So, and then society portrays that a man has got to be this big warrior, this big family man that's got to work. He's got to raise his family. He's got to do everything and take on all the stresses of a family, of life, of work. Is hard, and I think it's particularly hard at the minute. So we've just got to challenge that a little bit, and make men aware that, hey, we're all in the same boat, we're in it together. So just reach out.
Definitely, yeah. I think the hardest thing a man can do, if when people are like, well, it's not manly to speak up, but I think speaking up is the hardest thing anyone can do, no matter if you're a man, whoever you are. You can speak up and say you're struggling. I think there's nothing brighter than that, is there?
And I think what happens in a group, there could be 10, 12, 13 men sat in a circle. You've got a new man coming into circle who's absolutely petrified, and the man across the way starts voicing his share. That man will look at that man and think, oh my God. And it's like gold dust happens in that group, because one man's story makes you feel that you can give your story back, and that's how it happens. So you might have something that's been sat inside you for 30, 10, 5, however long years, but you get in that circle with a load of other men who've only got your best interests at heart. It's free, it's a safe space, it's confidential, it's free from judgment, and you're there to respect everybody. The power is in that circle, and it works absolutely massively. But the fear is real, getting that man to that circle, and that's where we've got to do the work.
It's so good being able to create those safe spaces, isn't it? So obviously it's not just peer-to-peer stuff, is there? Within it there's a facilitator as well, I guess. What's their role and what's their experience?
So Mentell runs on boundaries. We have a boundary, we have a beginning, a middle and an end. So we have, when a man comes in, we do have a little script, an opening script that we give our boundaries. It runs for an hour, then there's a 10-minute break, and then there's the last 50 minutes, and then there is a closing script as well where we ask for an intention for the rest of the week. No man is made to speak. It's not going to ever be asked, would you like to share? The option is there if he wants to. So they just come into the safe space, and hopefully they understand and they feel the power in that circle. And they're just given the opportunity. If they want to talk, it's there. If not, next week's there. The week after's there. The next month is there. The next year is there. And we get men coming in who only come in once and then go away and then come back again. There's no commitment, and that is the best thing. Mentell have no commitment, so there's no financial commitment. There's no time commitment, because we all have a life. You don't want to commit to something every single Monday, and if you don't go, you don't want to be worried that, oh my God, I've got to go back there now and what they're going to say. You just use the service even when you feel you need to. Or we have men that come every single week just to keep themselves level, and or we have men that just enjoy coming, and men will come in and give themselves, tell us a good thing that's happened to them as well this week. It's not all about
it's not all doom and gloom.
If you've had something good happen to you this week, please come in and share that.
That's great. And I guess they get to see different people maybe as well, don't they? So being able to share those successes with people, because there is hope, isn't there? And I think that's what we're trying to get from this conversation. Just because you're maybe struggling now, you need Mentell now, you need that support now, doesn't mean that you'll need it forever.
It's a journey, isn't it? You can come into Mentell and be number one. But hopefully that journey with Mentell will push those numbers up, and it does happen every single week. Those numbers creep up. So it is about that journey. And it's a journey also of finding yourself. Because sometimes we can lose ourselves along the way with life's difficulties and struggles. But, sometimes we just have to re-find ourselves, and it is in there. But sometimes there's something sitting on you that's stopping you from living your best life. So hopefully, you can find that safe space in Mentell to do that.
When this podcast episode goes live, I think it's good, we'll be sharing some more information. We share it all the time, as the council, we commission Mentell, we love Mentell, but we will share some more information about it. But I guess just to finish on, how's Mentell helped you personally? Obviously it's a men's support group, but from your journey through, it's been incredible, hasn't it?
So I started Mentell with a carrier bag and some posters, walking around town in the hometown where my son took his life, which was Hyde. And off the back of walking around with the carrier bag, we managed to open a face-to-face group there, and we got a little bit of funding. We did the same, because I didn't know if that was a fluke, because that was the town my son died and everybody was on board with us, so I thought, I'll try that in the next town, and we did it in Glossop, and it happened again. So we absolutely realised the power of having somebody on the ground, is huge. And we have a saying in Mentell, and it's a quote by Desmond Tutu, and it's, we have to stop pulling the men out of the water. We need to go upstream and find out why they're jumping in the first place. And I consider that my job. It's all about being vocal, being in an area, and, the campaigns that we host change that. And I'm proud of myself for doing it. I also think it's an absolute privilege to work alongside the charity, for the charity, should I say, but I've been with it from the beginning near enough, and to see it grow, which it has massively, I love that, and I love to be a part of its growth, so changing things is brilliant.
It's great, and I think it just shows that men aren't alone. It can be quite isolating, can't it? But there's a real community in Mentell, the people that volunteer, that work for Mentell, and just the people we speak to at events and stuff's been incredible, hasn't it? That community engagement, for anyone listening and stuff, that you're not alone. There is support. Mentell will welcome anyone, won't they?
Absolutely.
And, even if you just get referred in and just speak to Craig and just to get an idea, I think, of what the next steps are and how it works, I think will really help.
Massively.
Just know it's there, and check them out. Check Mentell out on Facebook. I think some of the support stuff on there is great. Some of the quotes and
and if anybody would like to help me with these campaigns, we could do even more.
Yeah.
So it'd be great if anybody wanted to come forward and do some volunteering.
Yeah. No, thank you. Great.
That would be great.
No, that's lovely. Thank you, Jo. Just before I finish, would like everyone to just check out Mentell. We'll be sharing all the details for Mentell, the circles and referral links on our socials. That's at DCC MHSP. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. You've been listening to Let's Chat Derbyshire, and I look forward to speaking to you in a fortnight. Thank you. Lovely.
Thank you.